Many times people will think living frugally is just something they don't even want to start, something that means deprivation, something that means they have to do without, go without, not reward themselves, not have anything they've ever worked for. And why don't you live a little? You can't take it with you. Let's talk about that today. Hi everyone, I'm Bonita from Pennies to Dollars, and welcome to my channel where we talk about frugal living, living your best life on less, early retirement, minimalizing your belongings, and cutting expenses. If any of those topics interest you, I hope you will stick around. We rotate between them, and I hope that you will find something of value here. So today we are going to talk about frugal living. All or nothing is the title. And the reason that I named it that is because many people think that if you are frugal, you have to go 100% in every direction being frugal, but it doesn't have to look like that. Your path can be straight, it can be zigzag, it can go to the left, it can go to the right. That's the beauty of living frugally, is you can set up your expenses the way that you want so that you can enjoy the things that you want. It doesn't have to be a cookie cutter experience for everyone. Some of the things that I do that are frugal are because they're comfortable for me. They work into my daily routine, they work into my lifestyle. They have afforded me the opportunity to then splurge on the things that I want to do. Like right now, I am wintering in South Texas and I retired early at the age of 57. Those are things that I wanted to put my money toward, but not everybody's going to have the same destination. And that's the beauty of frugal living. I will get negative comments a lot of times from people because they will think that maybe I had an advantage over them, or I had more than they had, or I had assets, or no car payment, or all of these things just get thrown at us that are frugal, that have been able to make ends meet, as if we had an advantage. But we didn't have advantages. We just maneuvered things to make them work. And I feel like a lot of times those comments will come from a place of lack, or a place of despair, or a place of, I don't have faith in myself that I can do it, when people are lashing out at other people who have figured out a way to make it work. Your path can be whatever you need for it to look like. This is not a comparison journey. It's not this person is more frugal, or this person is more cheap, or this person had more of an advantage, or this person had more money, or what part of town you're from. One of the local towns that I'm close to, they have a south side of the tracks mentality, meaning if you're from the south side of the tracks, you were not considered to be as well off as the people that were on the north side of the tracks. Even in the city that's closest to me, the east side considers themselves to be more well off than the west side. I'm sure you've heard all of these things, probably places that you've lived as well. And that's what I'm trying to point out today, is your path to get to where you're going. It is your own. There's no comparison here. The month before I left, I had bought things because our grandson had stayed with us before he was going into the military. So I bought extra food that I normally didn't buy. Well, not all of it got used. So I brought it with me. And one of the things that I do is I don't look at dates. I look at the quality of the food and I see if it's still good. I had bought raisin bread and I brought it with me. And when I got down here and I ate it for like the first month, I realized that the date said December 25th, but I kept it in the refrigerator. It never molded. It never got a smell. It never tasted bad. And I was able to complete all of the raisin bread that I bought, and it kept me from buying other things. Those are things that I'm willing to do. Not everyone will do that. A lot of people will follow those dates on the food and say, no, I'm tossing that out. But if it's not molded and it doesn't have an off taste or odor, I'm going to use that up. I remember when I came to my dad's house and he had been living alone for some time, and I started to clean out his fridge. He had different levels of mold that he would allow me to throw out. I'm not that frugal, honestly, but this is where he came from. He was that frugal, and he must have had a stomach of iron because he never got sick. But I also grew up where there was no buy nothing groups, no Facebook marketplace, no yard sales in the country. And what I grew up around was we had the dump, and there was a local county dump in every county, and we would go out there once in a while. Everybody would throw things away there that they didn't want, that they couldn't burn, that were like pieces of metal or old bicycles or cabinets, things like that, and they would just throw them in this pile. And then a farmer once in a while would go and take his scoop of his tractor and push it all up to keep it in a nice neat pile that was probably about 20 to 25 feet tall. And you would circle this with your mother, and she would shop. She would look for things that she could reuse, that she could repurpose, or things that were still in good shape that she could take home. And then if she spotted something at the top of that pile, you would climb up there carefully, try not to cut yourself on the metal, and get that item back down the pile to her for us to load and take home. All of our experiences are different. That was very normal. Clear up until the 70s, sometime in the 70s is when those went away. But a lot of people remember that time, and that was normal. So everyone's path is going to look different based on what your experiences are, where you came from, how you've made things work in your own household. I was motivated to stop working because of some back problems that I have. So I worked hard to pack rat those savings in areas that didn't matter. I didn't forego any vacations or any trips or any fun things that I wanted to do. I didn't give up going out to eat with my kids if they offered for us to go out. All of those things I continued to do, and I just saved in other areas. I was able to cut our grocery bill way back. I was able to cut our utilities way back and still have extra money. And even since I've stopped working, I've still been able to save money on the little bit that I have coming in because I was able to get all of those moving like a smooth oiled machine before I stopped working. Now I don't have any stress. I don't have any worry about how I'm going to pay my regular bills because I had already been practicing and I knew that I could make it on what I was bringing in and what I had saved. Now, as you move forward, think about the things that you want for your life. I just did a recent poll and asked people about their goals, whether or not they were working toward them, whether or not they had met their goals. There was a few people that didn't even know what their goals were. There were a few people that were just trying to get by. Sometimes you get stuck in those little transitions in life. I've been there times where you're just trying to get by, where you don't even know what your goals look like because you're just trying to get through next week. We all go through those stages. There's nothing wrong about going through those stages. In fact, I think they're very helpful then when you get older and you get into the stages like I'm in, where you actually do figure out what you want the rest of your life to look like and what you want to be able to spend your money on and how to find those dollars and make them available for those things. All of these are stages in frugality, stages in growth, stages in managing your money. So, like I said, there is no right or wrong answer as you grow into the stages that you want to meet your goals. It's not an all or nothing thing. Sometimes it's just little stair steps to get there. When you hear people say, well, you have more than me, you have a freezer, you can afford to fill your freezer, it's coming more from a place of what stair step they are on right now, not the fact that maybe you've already made it a few steps higher than they have and you've been able to figure out a way to make that work. Hopefully, they will get there. Hopefully, channels like this will encourage them to get there and that it's possible for them to get there. I want this channel to be an encouragement to everyone. I want it to be an encouragement no matter where you are, whether you're on the east side, the west side, the south side of the tracks. It doesn't matter because we are all in this together, and this channel is to help everyone try to figure out what that next stair step is to make it to your goal. And I hope that you all are able to see that final destination, because I can tell you from where I'm standing, the sunrises and sunsets are more beautiful. The mornings are more beautiful. The days are more beautiful. They go so fast when you are able to choose your entire day yourself and enjoy all the things that you never had time to do before when you were working. For me, that's what it's like. And I absolutely love it. And I wish that for all of you. And so, one of the things that I wanted to leave you with as we end this video is a saying that we were told by my yoga teacher back in the day when I took yoga. She said, don't worry about what the person on either side of you is doing, if their balance is good, if they're able to make the pose, or if you're not able to make the pose, just keep your eyes on your own mat. That applies in this situation as well. Frugality is keeping your eyes on your own mat, not worrying about what everybody else is doing or what they think about what you're doing. It's just focusing on what you're doing and trying to better yourself and get where you want to get. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I hope to see you in the next one.